In 1932, a group of young Manchester and Salford workers, who happened to be members of the Manchester branch of the British Workers' Sports Federation, went camping in the Peak District with friends from London. They went for a ramble on Bleak Low, and to their disgust were chased off the moor by gamekeepers. They decided they were not going to take this humiliation lying down, and began to lay plans for a mass trespass on Kinder Scout, a moorland area at the highest point in the Peak District. The British Workers' Sports Federation had been set up to fight for recreational facilities for young people by the Young Communist League. Over 400 young men and women, large numbers of them unemployed, joined the trespass. The police had warrants for the arrest of their leaders and waited at Hayfield railway station to arrest them, but many of the ramblers were too poor to travel by train. One such, Benny Rothman, cycled to the trespass with his mates, and thus evaded arrest, at least for the moment. The trespassers met at the quarry at the top of Kinder Road, near Bowden Bridge, and proceeded to Ashaped, where they were to be met by like-minded workers from Sheffield. Above William Clough they were met by gamekeepers, armed with sticks, acting on the orders of the local landowner, the Duke of Devonshire. After a few scuffles, the trespassers reached their objective at Ashaped, and eventually walked back to Hayfield triumphant. At this point, Benny and 4 others were arrested and initially charged with trespass, not a criminal offence. However, the Duke of Devonshire, against police advice, vindictively insisted they be charged with criminal affray. Thus they were jailed for terms ranging from 2 to 6 months. Such was the public disgust at the news that the campaign for the freedom to roam on uncultivated land was given a major boost. It directly led to a wave of new trespasses, the formation of the Ramblers Association 3 years later, and to Labour government legislation in 1949 to establish the national parks, the first one being the Peak District National Park. It also contributed to the development of the Pennine Way and many other long-distance footpaths, and to securing walkers' rights over open country and common land in the CROW Act of 2000, passed by the then Labour government. Salford-born Jimmy Miller, later to become Ewan McCall, was the press secretary for the Mass Trespass, and he wrote the Manchester Rambler in celebration. I cannot sing, but here are the words. I'm a rambler, from Manchester way. I get all me pleasure the hard moorland way. I may be a way slave on Monday, but I am a free man on Sunday. I've been o'er Snowdon, I've slept upon Crowdon, I've camped by the Wainstones as well. I've sunbathed on Kinder, been burnt to a cinder, and many more things I can tell. My rucksack has oft been my pillow, the heather has oft been my bed, and sooner than part from the mountains, I think I would rather be dead. I'm a rambler, from Manchester way. I get all me pleasure the hard moorland way. I may be a way slave on Monday, but I am a free man on Sunday. The day was just ending as I was descending by Grimesbrook just by Upper Tor, when a voice cried, "Hey you!" in the way keepers do. He'd the worst face that ever I saw. The things that he said were unpleasant. In the teeth of his fury I said, sooner than part from the mountains, I think I would rather be dead. I'm a rambler, from Manchester way. I get all me pleasure the hard moorland way. I may be a way slave on Monday, but I am a free man on Sunday. He called me a louse and said, think of the grouse. Well, I thought, but I still couldn't see why old Kinder Scout and the moors round about couldn't take both the poor grouse and me. He said, all this land is my master's. At that I stood shaking my head. No man has the right to own mountains any more than the deep ocean bed. I'm a rambler, from Manchester way. I get all me pleasure the hard moorland way. I may be a way slave on Monday, but I am a free man on Sunday. I once loved a maid, a spot welder by trade. She was fair as the rowan in bloom, and the blue of her eye matched the June moorland sky, and I wooed her from April to June. On the day that we should have been married, I went for a ramble instead, for sooner than part from the mountains, I think I would rather be dead. I'm a rambler from Manchester way. I get all me pleasure the hard moorland way. I may be a way slave on Monday, but I am a free man on Sunday. So I walk where I will, over mountain and hill, and I lie where the bracken is deep. I belong to the mountains, the clear running fountains, where the grey rocks rise rugged and steep. I've seen the white hare in the gully, and the curlew fly high overhead, and sooner than part from the mountains, I think I would rather be dead. I'm a rambler from Manchester way. I get all me pleasure the hard moorland way. I may be a way slave on Monday, but I am a free man on Sunday.